Let's talk about driving for a little bit. Nothing too specific yet, just driving in general. For most people, I'm assuming it's something that they're fine with, like it's a part of everyday life. But it also has its flaws, such as cars breaking down, road rage, dying in a fiery crash Final Destination style, and worse of all, gas prices. So you're probably asking, what's my deal? What bad experience have I had involving a car? Well, first off, we need some context here. So around this time, I had a summer job, and this is my first summer job too. And this place I had to drive to almost every day. It's a 20-minute drive and it's a really simple trip front and back. The car I was using was a family van my parents let me use to get around places, and I usually drive that to work. It was old but serviceable and it usually gets the job done. So one day I'm driving to work and I came across a red light. Now obviously I stopped, but when I did so, something didn't feel right about the car. When I pushed on the brakes, the car all of a sudden starts shaking, and I mean like violently shaking to the point where it's jerking me back and forth. You know how in Mario Kart when the vehicles are just bouncing up and down when you're not doing anything with them? It was pretty much like that. By the way, it's doing this all the time when I'm stopping. I didn't know if this thing needed an oil change or anything like that, but I didn't really do anything about it. The best I could really do is just wait for it to go away as time passes. My mom had a similar issue with her car and it went away on its own and it functions just fine. So when I got home that day, I notified my dad about the issue and he said he'll check it out later during the week. So the next day rolls around and the fan is still doing its Mario Kart physics whenever I stop. But when I pulled up to a specific red light on the main road I was taking, the shaking stopped. Oh damn, I was right, it did stop on its own. Cool. Knew it would go away once time passes. So the light turns green and I push on the gas pedal. I'm rolling back. Why the fuck am I moving backwards? No, shit, fuck. So now, for whatever reason, the gas pedal stopped working and I'm slowly about to hit to what appears to be an old couple right behind me. Luckily, I managed to stop in time before there was any collision, but now, I have no idea what to do in this situation! What do I do now? Do I just get out of the car and try to figure it out myself, only to get hit by another car? Do I just stay in and wait for the gas pedal to start working again? Or do I panic and just aggressively press it hoping it'll make the car zoom by? Wait. I think I know what to do. At this point, you have a random minivan in park with hazard lights chilling in the middle of the road. The only solution I really had was to call up my dad because he was already out on the road on duty, and that's what I did. I gave him a call and let him know about my situation I was having. He told me he was nearby and to stay put, meaning I gotta stay there looking like an idiot for about the next 20 minutes. After that amount of time passed, my dad finally pulled up to help me out. He did ask some questions to see if there was more behind the issue, and when I explained and showed him some examples, he had me step out of the car to see what he could do with it himself. All of a sudden, after letting it roll back, he got it to move forward again. I don't know if he put it in neutral or did some turn off, turn on bullshit, but it made me feel like a fucking idiot after watching that. Anyway, my dad put the car in a corner on a nearby street he turned into and gave me directions to park in an elementary school parking lot. After doing so, my dad did his policing things to let others know that the vehicle is supposed to be there temporarily. I don't know, I just saw him wrote a note down and put it in the car. So after all that was taken care of, we figured that this is something that we had to deal with later on in the day, since I had a part-time job to get to and my dad had other things to take care of. Hey, can I get a ride to work? After going through my shift for the day, my dad picked me up from work and we went back to where the van was parked and he explained this to me. Okay, here's the game plan here. You're gonna drive the van to the mechanics, I'll be right behind you in case the gas pedal stops working again, and we're gonna stay on the far left lane. Got that? Wait, you're expecting me to get back in that hunk of junk again? And that's how the plan went. I drove the car to the mechanics with my dad backing me up, and luckily, nothing fishy with the van happened other than its usual bumping and grinding it was doing. But yeah, we made it to the mechanics and told them the problems the car is experiencing. After explaining it to the guy at the front desk, he told us to look at it and get back with us within the next day or two. And that's basically how the whole story went. I couldn't really drive for at least 2 days. Turns out the problem was a broken oxygen valve. Luckily it wasn't anything too serious like something you'd see in Final Destination. But overall, that wasn't a fun day for me. So kids, the lesson here today was, if your car is giving off some Mario Kart physics, get that shit checked before you randomly get stranded somewhere on the road.